What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Eurotop Rest Easy mattress from Denver Mattresses. This is going to be a good replacement for your standard RV mattress. It's not just that thin pad that you usually have to sleep on, and it's not very comfortable, but you go, hey, you know what? I'm in my RV. At least I'm not sleeping in a tent. It doesn't have to be that way. I know when I go on vacation, the worst part of it is this bed I'm sleeping on, but I'm not going to complain because I'm on vacation. It'd be awesome if I could sleep on like I do at home on vacation. And that's what this is all about. You can upgrade your mattress so no matter where you go, you can sleep like you're sleeping at home. Let's check it out. First off, you want to know how comfortable it is. So instead of talking about a whole bunch, let's just get right to it. It's very comfortable right on the first sit. You got the Eurotop mattress up here, and then you got the foam support down here on the bottom. So that's going to be the same as the other Rest Easy, except this one comes with the Eurotop. So there's no metal springs in there. It's not going to make any noise when you sit down there or shift or wear down over time. It's going to stay as quiet as it is when you hopped on it the first time and stay as comfortable as it is. Now, without the metal springs, also, when I move on this side, it's going to do very little on this side. So to show you that, I put the cell phone over here. I'll punch the mattress on this side. You can say it's moving a little bit, but it sure isn't hopping up and down and bouncing around. Now, if you want a few more options on firm or soft mattresses, we do offer the eDream line on etrailer.com, and that one has the mattresses where one side's firm and the other side's soft. So if you decide you want to change it up for whatever reason, your back's bothering you or something like that, you can flip the mattress over and it works either way, giving you both versions of that comfort of the mattress. Now, this one doesn't offer that. The Denver ones are still comfortable one way, but it's either firm or soft. That's what you get. Now, these mattresses come in a bunch of different sizes, so make sure you measure the one you got before you order your replacement. That way, by the time you get it all unrolled and bring it in here, it's the right fit. It'd be really frustrating to get the wrong one. Also, another thing to think about is there's usually two different versions of some sizes, like queen. There's a queen short and a regular queen. Regular queen is just like the queen that would go in your house. It's a residential queen, as some people say it. The queen short is the RV version, so it's a little shorter and smaller to fit in those RVs. No matter what size mattress you get, it's going to be 9 inches in thickness, and that means 7 inches here at the bottom, the foam, and then 2 inches here, the Eurotop. If you're looking for a thicker mattress, Denver does offer 2 different other types. You got the Supreme and the Luxe. So those are going to be thicker than this one, so you should check those out on the website. Another thing you're probably wondering is how hard it is to get the mattress into your rig. RVs aren't very spacious sometimes. You don't have as much room as you would in a house. So how do you get it in here? Is it a pain in the butt? What is it? Like, it's not. It's super easy, actually. It comes to you shrink wrapped in a nice cylinder shape that you can kind of throw on your shoulder and walk in here. Check out how we did it. I've already gotten the mattress out of the box. It comes wrapped up like this, so it's nice and easy to throw on your shoulder and get in your camper. So I'm going to do exactly that. Throw it up here. We'll get it set up. And bring it in. One thing you do not want to do is use a knife at this point. You don't just slice open the mattress. It's vacuum sealed, so then it'll pop out and cause issues. We're going to peel off this first layer that's just holding it together. That way we can unroll it and then get to that part. Now that we have it unrolled and unfolded, you can see how it's vacuum sealed. There's no air getting to it whatsoever. So what I'm going to do with the knife is poke a hole over here and let that air get to our mattress. You can already hear the air getting to it. I'm going to set my knife aside and then continue to rip it by hand. With it all set out now, Denver recommends that you let it sit out for 24 hours. We're going to come back in 2 hours and check out and see what it looks like. After giving it a couple hours, the mattress seems just fine. I'm going to have a seat on it. Feels pretty comfortable. I can definitely tell the difference between this one with the Eurotop and the regular one. It seems more comfortable right away sitting down on it. Lay back on it. Yeah, very comfortable. I'm going to check this out. Why don't you check out the conversation I had earlier with the riders?
Welcome everybody to the huddle. Today we're going to be checking out the Denver line of mattresses. We have 4 of them laid out here. We got the Rest Easy. This one would be the thinnest of all of them. And you can feel it when you sit down on it. You can kind of feel the ground or the bunk we put in an RV. You can feel it on it. But when you lay down on it, I feel like it has a bunch more support. It gets more credit than I thought I originally gave it when I laid back down on it. Definitely get that support on your back, and you don't feel the ground or anything. So I think it still works when you lay down. You got the one that step up from it. This is going to be the Rest Easy with the Euro top. And what that is it's kind of like a pillow top mattress put on top of it. So you got the foam core here, just like the other Rest Easy. There's no springs involved, and you got that extra layer of padding. So you definitely feel the difference between this one and the other Rest Easy. This one's way more comfortable than the standard one. I kind of prefer this one because it's like right there, kind of in the middle of all of them. The one next to it would be the Supreme. This one has a thicker layer of foam here and that same Euro top on it. So it's got that extra layer here that makes this one very firm. You definitely feel there's way more support on this one than the other two. I like this one as well. And then finally would be the Luxe edition. This one's a combination of springs and foam, but it's not just metal springs in there. They're actually surrounded by the foam. So even as you push down on it or lay on it, you're not going to hear the springs. You're not going to feel the springs like you kind of do in the E-Dream mattresses.
So it's kind of like good, better, best, and then like the last two are kind of the best options. Just comparing it to the E-Dream. Okay, so probably the good option, the first two options would maybe be for like someone who occasionally camps or like for like a guest bed, rather than the other two are maybe like kind of full timers.
Yeah.
How you describe them? Okay.
That's what I kind of said in the video. Like you said, if you only camp a couple times during the summer, probably not going to want to invest in a residential style mattress. You probably don't care that much. But if you're going like south for the winter or whatever, you're probably going to want to invest in a mattress that feels like you're at home.
Okay. The thing I was most curious about is how, like, what the comfort levels was, like how firm or soft they were. Because I know for the E-Dream, we created that chart to show you where all the mattresses and, some of those mattresses are dual-sided, so where the different sides fall in that scale. I don't know if you or Aiden had the chance to look at those in the past, but I didn't know how they compared in comfort and firmness to those.
We have a guest star with us, Jeff's here too, and he was helping us figure that part out. We actually had, we had different, because these are different than the other ones, so we couldn't really compare them the same, because the softest necessarily wasn't the best. It was hard to do at a scale. The scale that we made before didn't really apply to these. We're going to have to do some kind of new scale for this one, because these aren't dual-sided either. So that also applies. What you get is what you get. There's not another side to things.
Yeah, we're in the process of revising that original scale too, because there was firm and soft, but there's also a level of support or quality that you can feel with these. Like, for example, the Euro Top and the regular base model E-Dream are about the same price. This one, though, supports your weight better than the free springs in the E-Dream. So it's better comfort, but we wanted to be able to say the quality is where the difference is in those two mattresses. And then when you go up, obviously the Deluxe and Supreme E-Dreams are really, really, really nice. So I haven't really compared them to this Luxe yet, but it's super objective, which is hard, but we're going to try our best to make a new scale to look at to kind of convey the softness and firmness, but also the quality.
Okay.
So within just these ones that we have right here, would you be able to kind of quickly rate like soft to firm? Just these ones on video right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say that one over there is the softest because you go right through the foam and you can feel the floor pretty quickly. But it still has a decent level of support when you spread your weight out across it. So that's what we run into is like they're all foam. So they're all objectively soft compared to the firmer E-Dreams.
You're not going to feel the springs like you do in the
Right,
E-Dream.
exactly. You sink into these foam, so they're soft, but so I would say that these all rank on the softer side of that scale. But they support you really well, which is different because on that base model E-Dream, there's no support there with the spring. So it's really tough to narrow it down as far as what we want to convey about them.
I mean, in terms of comfort, for me, it's kind of exactly how they're laid out. They get better as you go up through all of them.
Do we know any in terms of like how long this foam is going to last? I would imagine the springs are actually going to last longer than just a slab of foam, but I don't know if we have done any research on that or if we have any idea how long it'll be before it just doesn't want to pop back up or it starts to degrade.
I haven't done any research on those yet. I think most of these mattresses have a 10-year warranty. I could be wrong about that. But that's definitely something I can, look into because this project's at the top of the list for me. So it's definitely something I can look into, when I get started on.
So speaking on these brands specifically, I don't really know, but when I was kind of just messing around Googling like foam and springs and all that kind of stuff, I saw a lot of people more concerned about springs wearing out than like foam, I guess, flattening or not popping back up or something like that. People seem really concerned about springs.
I wonder if that's in models that don't have a lot of foam in it too. If it's just like a box spring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it depends on how much you use them too. If you only use it a couple times a summer, it's going to last really long. Or somebody else said earlier, if you throw some boxes in there when you pack up your RV, I don't know if that's going to cause any issues either. If you put some heavy stuff on there when you're not using it, it's technically using it.
Yeah.
I believe that I think the coils that are in the deluxe inner spring mattress, I think they're what's called pocket coils, and those tend to typically last longer than most other types of inner spring mattresses. So I don't think it will probably won't last as long as the all foam, but it will still probably last a little bit longer than your traditional inner spring mattress, just based on research I've done for the E-Dream and way back when we first had these on. That's the research that I found.
So those of you who are there and have laid down on them, even if you don't have an RV, like how do they feel compared to your mattress at home? Or would you be willing to actually sleep on any of these?
The one that AJ's on right now is probably the nicest one of this line.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. It's hard to compare the foam ones because, just in my history of living on Earth, I don't know that I've ever slept on a purely foam mattress before. But this one right here is really, really close to a residential mattress, and I would venture to say that I could sleep on that one easily. The other ones, what I don't like, so for me personally, I toss a little bit when I sleep. So sinking into the foam ones isn't super comfortable for me because it feels like it's restricting my movement. But that's on a personal level for how I sleep. And that's another thing that's kind of hard about judging the firmness of these. But yeah, definitely the Luxe is the closest to residential. on that out of these four.
For me, the Deluxe would be too much. I mean, these are all way better, I've learned today, than the mattress I have, so I think it's time for me to get a new mattress, because mine really sucks compared to all of these. I would take that one instead of the mattress I have right now. But
We'll make you a deal.
what's that?
We'll make you a deal. Don't worry.
Yeah, please. I need help. There's some snacks.
So have you, like, the mattress at home you have sucks, apparently. Have you ever been on a futon too? Like, I have a friend who had a futon for 20 years and it's just a basic pillow. So I would think even the really thin foam is going to be better than that too, right?
Yeah, that beats my couch at home too. I've slept on that. I would go with one of these because I like a little more support. I need it to be a little more firm for my back and stuff from going to the gym or whatever. I got a bad lower back or whatever. So this really feels like it supports it the whole time. So all night I'd like to see what exactly that does. Is it going to help me or is it going to make it worse? It feels pretty awesome to lay down right now.
So when you were kind of going down the line and explaining what each one of these were, you said something about the eDream. Did you say you liked these better than the eDream? Is that what you said?
Yes, from the experience I had. I mean, except for the top of the line eDream. That was pretty. But I like that I didn't feel the eDreams I laid on before this. I could feel the springs, and I didn't like that. And you can kind of hear the springs. And if I can hear them already, I kind of guess they're going to get even more noisy as they go.
Yeah. Kind of hard to, I mean, you can't hear it, but I mean, so the base model eDreams, I would say, are kind of like a cheap motel mattress, and you can definitely feel the spring matrix inside of them. But the Deluxe and the Supreme, these are really hard to beat at all. I mean, these things are tanks as mattresses. They're so comfortable.
Yeah, I laid down on those when they did the demo videos for the eDream, and yeah, the Deluxe, especially the Supreme. Yeah, I could definitely sleep on that for sure.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I really liked those, and I thought they were really, really comfortable. So I was like, if these are comparable to those, then that's nice.
I think for support wise, so I would probably put the thinnest one at the end. For me personally, I put the eDream next, but then the Eurotop and this thicker one I would place over the eDream. Then probably the Deluxe, and then you go into our Deluxe and Supreme. I think that would be the order as far as support and comfortable to sleep on, but then quantifying like which one is actually softer than the other one or which one is firmer. I mean, we're gonna have to do the drop test to really get a number as to which one is springier and things like that.
Right. The one that we were just looking at, I guess it was one of the eDreams. It said something about cool, like cool top or cool touch. So yeah, it says cool air. So is that like a different kind of material that maybe ventilates a little bit better? Because
it's memory foam.
It's just memory foam.
I think it's memory foam. Let me double check that.
I know sometimes foam, depending on what kind, can really hold, like it can make you hot. I mean, it can really hold in your body temperature. So I was just wondering if that was a different kind.
Well, I mean, yeah, so like this material on top is really, I mean, loose as far as like if you get closer, you can see the thread. So it's really, like ventilated. And the top of Deluxe is much tighter stitch. So I can see that not breathing as well.
They say it's a cool top, though.
Do they really?
Yeah, they say that in the description. This is meant to have a cool top to it.
So
I mean, yeah, the stitching is similar, but I don't know. There's something about the eDream that's. I think it's probably just the pattern on it that makes it feel more plush.
yeah, so the Deluxe eDream is just a regular polyurethane foam. Whether I think the Supreme is the one that has the memory foam.
And I don't know if it's the cool, because there were two different things with some of the eDream ones. There was the cover over it, they said was supposed to be more breathable, which would help keep it a little bit cooler. And then some of the eDream mattresses, the higher end ones, it was like a specific gel memory foam that was the whole purpose of it is because they know that foam can sometimes be a little bit warm and it's supposed to help keep you cool. But I don't know if the cool air, if that's referring to that gel memory foam or if that's referring to the knit cover that they say is breathable and cool.
The gel in here, like you can actually feel the gel. I don't know if there's anything like that on here, but
No, there's not.
There's like that mattress topper that I have is like 2 layers, and the layer that's on top is foam, but then there's a layer underneath that's kind of that like gel, so it's supposed to keep it a little bit more breathable, I guess. I mean, they do crazy different things with all mattresses. I just know just pure foam can get a little toasty.
I agree.
Do you have to measure, or is there a way to just know, yes, I have a short bed in my RV?
I just kind of recommended measuring what you already got and seeing what you got there, or measuring the space where that mattress would go, because usually the space is pretty much lined out in the 2 that we did. We did on Linda's RV, Shane's uncle's RV. The spot, it's pretty much a cutout where you put that mattress, so you can just like measure there and see what's going to fit. Because anything more than that's not going to fit in the bed stands on both of them. It's pretty much like just that hole's cut out.
Are you going to have any trouble with fit depending on the height also? Or, like, I guess I'm thinking more of bunk beds.
I think that would be more the bunk beds.
Yeah. Yeah, the bunk beds mattresses are usually like, as thin or maybe even thinner than that last one on. Yeah. So I don't think they're bunk mattresses. I don't think like height's really going to be an issue. I think we have.
Right?
Huh?
This one would work with a bunk, though, wouldn't it?
I don't think so. I think the bunk mattresses are narrower than that.
Okay.
I think we also have a 3/4 size mattress too, and I think a full. Full or yeah. So those are going to be even smaller.
Outside and stuff. Then.
Yeah.
What you want? I'll let you go.
Yeah, I don't want to test the bunk bed ones. I'm good.
Do you have any friends?
I was curious because I know we're adding also like the fold-up beds. I don't know if you had your hands on those samples yet. If we're doing a video on those. Okay.
Not know yet.
We don't have the proper vehicle for it, I think.
Okay. So I'd be really curious to see what, to have another huddle down the line about those, because we didn't have those on the site before, when we had these, with Lippert. So I'd be interested.
Fold up bed, is this like the Murphy bed or whatever that it comes out of the wall and you just push it back up? Is that what we're talking about?
I think so, and I think I'll have to look back at my emails, but the rep from Denver Mattress mentioned specifically that they made these specifically for certain like RV bed. I think it was Thor something, a specific kind that's found in Thor motorhomes, but it can also work in others. I'll have to look back at that, but
All right.
I would imagine most slide-out beds or foldable beds, it would work with, as long as the dimensions were correct.
I will say that I was surprised doing this project. I didn't do the etrailer mattress before. I got my hands on them during this, but I was worried up front that I was going to have enough talk about with each of the mattresses as I went down the line, because I was like, how different could they really be? But I was really impressed that each one of them is very different. So I thought that was pretty cool as a learning experience kind of thing, being like, oh no, there's a big difference.
Now you've seen that conversation, hopefully you understand the different types of mattresses that Denver offers, and maybe a better idea what's going to work for you. What's going to fit in your rig? What are you looking for on firmness or softness, or just how often are you going to use it? Do you only use your camper a couple times during the summer, so you're not really looking for the premium mattress? You just need something that's a little bit better than what you got? Or do you use it all year round, maybe vacation in Florida or something in the winter? You definitely want a good mattress, and you want the top line one. That way you're comfortable all the time, since you're sleeping there all the time. Thanks for hanging out. I hope this helped.